Welcome to the Figure Zone. Today I've got another 1/6 scale figure review. Here we have the Sideshow Collectibles 1/6 scale Gambit figure. I got this particular figure from Sideshow Collectibles. I don't think anybody else sold this. I think this was only shipped through Sideshow as an exclusive. This is Sideshow's basic style box here. What's really cool is on the back, you got the Gambit #1 cover from way back in the day. I love this comic when it came out. Very, very cool. Sideshow's usual comic book style character boxes. When you lift the thing up, you pretty much get the figure with like a little wraparound piece of cardboard with the tape on the back of it with the character's name on it. Then when you lift that out, you get some cool artwork inside of the actual box, which is pretty cool from the X-Men comics and also from the Gambit comics. So that's a cool little nice touch there. I like that they do that. Pretty sweet. Sideshow has made a bunch of comic book style figures for the past couple years. Some of them are pretty cool. The biggest problem is a lot of them have like almost the same face sculpt going on with the weird looking lips and the gigantic jaw. Sliding these things off sometimes is a pain in the butt, but once you get it off, you usually get the figure and some accessories on one tray. Then usually on the bottom of that, there's a second additional tray with the stand and a whole pile of stuff. And he does come with some cool accessories. Now the figure is in his pretty much classic outfit. He's got the brown trench coat, he's got the hair popping up, all flying around, and it's pretty much from the comics and also based off the amazing X-Men animated series cartoon from the 90s, which is still fracking awesome. That's still my ringtone. Whenever anybody hears that, they know exactly where that theme song is from. And let's check out all of his accessories. First off, you got the basic Sideshow stand here. It's just a basic stand. You get a stand, that's cool. It's a little large, takes up a little bit more real estate than the usual circular-ish kind of stand, but I'll take it. And it's got the old reuse piece. His staff is die-cast. It's slightly bent, but that's okay. But it's die-cast and doesn't weigh down too much. He's got some cool effects here, which look pretty nice when he's throwing his charged up cards. And there's little tiny spots over here where you can slide the cards in. I think when I slid the cards in first, they're a little bit funky looking, but eventually you can slide the cards in so they're totally straight. So I got a couple in like straight and a couple sideways. There's no instructions on these things, so pretty much you're just kind of looking at like photos and going, oh, okay, I think it goes like that. And you get the four little cardboardish, paperish, plasticky, what I can't even tell what they even are, cards. And they pretty much just push into here. Mine a little bit sideways, but you can adjust them to any way you want, which is pretty cool. He does come with the awesome extra hair piece. You'll see that in a little bit for an alternate look. Plus it hides the monkey ears. Monkey ears. The figure also comes with a freaking pile of hands. So, and they all look really cool. And I love these charged hands the most. You can kind of see the wrist peg in there, but when he charges up a card or anything he wants to charge up, you can see part of his hand just starting to glow that pinkish, reddish color. And they did a good job on this. They look really cool. So you get a bunch of hands for those, and you get a bunch of regular hands also, which is pretty cool. And each hand kind of has a different thing going on. These things you can actually put the cards in between the two fingers like he's about to throw them. So that's pretty awesome. You got some expressive hands like he just threw a card and that one hand is open, or he could be crouched down, whatever you want to do with that. And you pretty much get the same hands in the translucent versions also. So that's pretty awesome. What I like about Sideshow Collectibles with their hands are every single hand has a wrist peg inside of it. I like that. That's very cool. And here is the figure. And again, they did a pretty good job with the animated and comic book style look. The head sculpt looks really nice. The eyes have that glowing reddish tint going on there. The biggest thing with this guy is he does have the ears kind of flopping out there, the monkey Dumbo looking ears there. But it's not too bad. If you angle them a little bit, it's not as bad as it looks. Now, you can pretty much pop the hair off. It's on a magnet, which is pretty cool. And you can pop on the other hair style going on. Just be careful putting it on. There's a couple little dangly pieces there in the hair, and you got to kind of get that around, which is not easy to do on camera with one hand. I advise using two hands on that. So get the thing on there, and that looks pretty cool too. It's a cool look, plus it hides the ears a little bit also, which is awesome. So you get two different looks with the Gambit, so that's pretty awesome. You don't even need two head sculpts, so that's freaking cool. I like it. The top of the head and the hair pieces have like a specific pattern, so if you put them on backwards, you'll realize it right away. And you can actually put it on backwards if you want. It looks a little silly, but you can still do it if you want, but you'll know when it's on properly. Now the jacket material feels really nice. It doesn't feel like it's going to fray or start to peel or anything like that. It looks pretty cool. What's annoying sometimes is the strap on the front. It kind of juts out sometimes too much. I wish there was a way to bend that. Sometimes you can actually take that strap and re-wrap it around the side. Now the outer jacket looks cool, but in the inside of the jacket, there's a really cool printed design on there, and it looks really freaking nice. That's a little touch of class going on there. I did not expect that. I expected just a plain inner piece, but that looks really cool. He's got his classic chest armor piece, and it's sculpted, and it is a hard plastic, which is cool. He's also got these split cut boots, and they look really nice. They look pretty much just like his boots. He's got some cool tread on the bottom of the boots with a cool little X going on there. And also the basic rest of the materials, like a little screen printed on the sides there. And it's pretty much just a super thin material, so you don't have to worry about restrictions moving the body around. So that's the one thing when they use a nice material, you don't have to worry about wrinkles or anything like that. You can just pose away, which you can do with this guy, which is pretty awesome. Now the jacket does come off. Just pop off the wrist pegs, push your arms back a little bit, and pull the jacket off very gently. And again, you got the silk screen printed material going on there. It's very thin, and you don't have to worry about any issues with it. You can see the back over here looks pretty cool. They sculpted that all out also, and on the little neck piece there. He's got the material and then the harder plastic piece up top. So still pretty cool. Now for a quick articulation, I don't like bending my guys too much, especially with the Sideshow body. The head's got some up and down movement. I'm pretty sure you can turn his head to get a full Exorcist look going on there, 360, but I don't want to push it with the material. But it's pretty cool. He's got the arms that can move up as pretty much far as you can go. So the material is very thin and you can pretty much maneuver it. He does have the double bend at the elbow, which is freaking needed, especially Sideshows out here. They've been kind of giving out some bodies with no double joints. Hot Toys does it once in a while too with like the armor. He can go the full Ministry of Silly Walks, which is cool. They can go even freaking higher if you want, because you don't have to worry about splits. Going back, it feels kind of okay. I don't like the way the knee bends with the double knee. It feels like kind of ratchety, but kind of like it's squishing. I don't like the feel and the sound of that. Sometimes Sideshow's body is a little bit funky. When you try to move the feet around, sometimes the foot just kind of freaking pops off. The upper boot part is a split cut, of course, but it's very thick and it's kind of pushing down a little bit. You can move it a little bit, but it doesn't want to rise up too much. Maybe it's because it's brand new, and I got to kind of maybe take the feet off and pull the thing off and stick it back on. Now, because he is wearing the hard plastic piece, there's no crunch, there's no back crunch. It's just a hard piece of plastic, so you got nothing there. I gotta say, this figure does look pretty awesome. Again, they nailed the look of Gambit from everything he's been in, from comics to series and stuff like that, but he looks pretty cool, and you can get an alternate look with him, of course, just by popping out that hair piece there and popping in a new hair piece. So I'm liking it. The little strap piece does kind of jut out a little bit, but maybe you can bend it over and kind of stick it in there, or people sometimes like to say fold it and stick it through the loop so it's just out of the way completely. The accessories you get with this guy are pretty fracking awesome. I love this little card look here. You can use it with either the charge or the regular hand. You just slide the card in between there. It's got like a little charge going on it. His staff is die cast, but the body seems to be holding it up okay, and the wrist pegs seem to be holding it okay also. I've had a bunch of different poses, like this one right here, and sometimes the staff will slide out of the hand, but normally it just stays in pretty well. It's heavy, but not that heavy to the point where it's weighing down the arm. And again, the accessories you get with this guy are pretty fracking cool. And you can pose away on this guy, again, because the material is super thin on the pants, and especially on the arms too. So, and the jacket is pretty poseable also. You can get him in some crazy, ridiculous poses if you want, like he's upside down, about to do a flip there and throw a card. Have some fun with this guy. Here he is with one of his teammates, Wolverine. Even though this is a Sideshow Wolverine, it's got those weird arm issues. I've seen actually one crack before. But I don't like the claw system, but he does look pretty cool. Wolverine's got that face sculpt with the big giant jaw with the weird funky lips, but he looks cool from a distance. Now make sure you stick around to the end of the video. There's still more to come, especially about the So-So Toys version Gambit. But do me a favor, if you're enjoying this video so far, hit that thumbs up button. It helps out my channel big time. What happens is an algorithm gets produced in the matrix, and every time that someone interacts with my video, this gets shared with more and more people, so the thumbs up helps big time. Also, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of these cool previews and reviews. Now, as many people know also, the company So-So Toys released a 1/6 scale Gambit also. Now, this is an unlicensed figure, so they pretty much have the same interchangeable hair pieces going on too. And they've also hinted at that they're going to make a Rogue figure, which is awesome because Gambit and Rogue are a thing, and I definitely want a Rogue figure. So it mainly comes down to, if you don't want to get a third-party figure, go with the Sideshow one. If you're into third-party figures, get both of them like I did, and you can see which one's the best one, or put them in a bunch of different displays. You can put them up with some Deadpool characters and some movie figures for one of them, and the other ones you can pop in with your Sideshow Collectibles comic style things. He's got a realistic looking face. I'm really hoping they do a Sabretooth next. We really need that. Also, if you want to see some more X-Men related figures, check out my 1/6 scale review of the Juggernaut in the comic book X-Men animated style version. He looks really fracking cool. Thanks so much for watching. Until the next video.